Hi, this is Steve Cochran. I'm the owner of RaptorWorx, and we are the drone services provider partner for DCPS. We specialize in elevating your construction and property management conversations with the use of drone technology. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of some of the services we can offer. This is while we're building out our new website, getting a whole bunch of much more produced videos put together, but this can give you a broad strokes picture of what we're doing. So I'm going to jump over to the screenshot here, or the screen recording. I'm going to show you a property that we did. This is in Colorado. It's a small church building. Every single one of these green lines that you see is a path that the drone will take. And as it's taking that path, it's going to take 299 pictures on this flight, and it's going to overlay those pictures into a processed orthomosaic. It's a collection, just like a tile mosaic is a collection of different colored tiles to create a larger picture. An orthomosaic is a mosaic of images that combine to create a 3D picture. And when we get those pictures taken, we can come in and I'll just kind of show you some of the details. We can turn on map photos here. Every single one of these dots that you see is a picture that was taken by the drone. When you put that in 3D, we end up with what's called a digital twin. This is a three-dimensional copy of the property in question. And when you have a 3D digital twin, we can take the map photos off here for a second. We can do things like measurements within hundredths of a foot. So this is 292.69 feet in length. Because it's 3 dimensions, you can actually turn on the surface profile and see the elevation drop from one side of that line to the other. Now, this is not a professional land survey deliverable, but it gets you a really good accuracy level within about an inch of accuracy, which allows you to do a lot of project management tasks that you don't need a professional land surveyor for. You can always go in and delete out anything you've done before. You can also measure area and see, hey, you know what, this portion of the property is 2,553.58 square feet. So this is a great way to start looking at your property, to be able to see different details. If we turn these map photos back on, we come down, we select an individual photo, we can actually go through and we can fly through the property in high definition pictures, one picture at a time. This allows you to zoom in and see some of the detail on a roof. But then once we've got this 3D digital twin built out, we take it one step further and we go into the assessment side of things. So we have the ability to do landscape assessments and pavement assessments, roofing assessments, facade. Especially with the pavement assessments, one of the things we're very proud of is for the last couple of decades, cities, counties, large highway systems have been using what's called pavement condition index scoring. And what that does is you're able to come in and go on a 100 to 0 deduct value. What is the health of a property's pavement? So when we hit this, and I'll go ahead and hit a refresh here. Come on, there we go. All right, so when we go into the pavement, we can look at things like inventory. Here's every single parking spot we have. Here's all the ADA parking spots. Here's the access doors. Here's HVAC systems. You can come in and you can actually select these and put in information for what that HVAC unit is. Maybe it's a chiller, maybe it's a heat exchanger, and you can put in maintenance information when that needs service the next time. You've got electrical outlets, you got fire plugs. You can do an assessment on, hey, do we have enough ADA access for our parking structures? The other thing we can do with the pavement condition index is we can come in and we can look at every single one of these sections of concrete and asphalt has a 100 to 0 deduct value, and it tells you 63 out of 100 is the conditions, the PCI number for this piece of asphalt here. We have a 4-inch depth. There's 129 linear feet of curb in this section. But where this really becomes exponentially more than just pretty pictures is when we get into analysis, and we can look at the cost to weight tool. And what this is going to do is this is going to tell you, based on the ASTM D6433 rating, we have developed a PCI of this 63 out of 100 for this section. What it needs in order to maintain this piece of pavement is $5,901 of seal coat and crack seal. Crack seal is about 7% of the surface, should cost you $5,901 this year, and this is based on regional average pricing, so this could be plus or minus 5 or 10%. But what if we don't want to spend $5,901 this year? What if we want to wait till next year? Well, next year, that 63 is going to become a 57. And now you need to look at a 2-inch mill and overlay to preserve the life of this concrete. This is going to 10x your cost. This is where you start being able to have 3 and 5 year CapEx conversations based not on some salesman's estimate or his assumption, but based on an engineering standard that tells you exactly what you need to do for your property. Now, this is only one property that we're looking at, but when you have multiple pieces of property across the country, you'll have a dashboard where you can go into individual properties, take a look at them one at a time, or you can look at your entire portfolio at a glance. Now, this is just the pavement side of what we do. We have the ability to go into landscape, and we can do an inventory of landscape. Hey, here's every tree on the property. You can go in, you can see if they are dead trees, if they are alive trees. You can go in, you can place species information inside. Now, this is not automatically generated, but we can provide a species identification service to give you, hey, we've got this number of ash trees on our property. We need to treat for emerald ash borer. So you can do a project management scope based on those figures. You can come in and you can take a look at the roof, and you can say, hey, based on the condition of this roof, it's a 21, what needs to be taken care of. It's 18,365 square feet. Again, this is a broad strokes conversation, so I'm not going to go into all the details, but if you're interested in finding out more, you can go in, you can create out bid scopes, RFPs. You can send all of this information to a set of contractors and say, hey, I'd like an actual bid on just these items. And now you're comparing apples to apples bid submissions, instead of having 3 different salespeople tell you what they think the solution should be for that property. You're now taking the guesswork out of the conversation. When we talk about facades, this is something that's not in, we did not perform a facade inspection for this building, but did one out on the East Coast. And this is a property that we inspected last week, actually. And when we're looking at facade inspections, we do a lot more than 300 or 400 pictures. You can see there's 3,413 pictures taken to this building, and we are getting high levels of detail in this imagery. We're able to see degradation at a very high level of detail. You can see there's a significant amount of sealant failing here that has been just trying to band-aid this property to protect it from weather while they're trying to get capital raise or whatever their plan is. So this is the level of detail we can provide with the facade condition index. And this is all available through our partnership, RaptorWorx's partnership with DCPS. So if you're interested in finding out more, by all means, please get in touch with the person that shared this video with you. I'll also put my information at the end of this video. Would love to work with you, would love to answer any questions you may have. And thank you so much for taking the time. Look forward to partnering with you in the future.